pleasure to be with you today. My name is Judi. My first meeting with Mary Lou and Alina was when they strolled into our Qigong class here at the fellowship. There was a real common affinity between all three of us that day. Both of them were the kind of students that a teacher always dreams of. They practiced every day, they asked all the right questions, and they were truly interested in whatever was being presented that evening. At that time, Mary Lou was trying to keep cancer at bay, and she was quite healthy. Shortly after that first meeting, Mary Lou began asking me often if she could take pictures of me doing Tai Chi and Qigong. And I kept putting her off, not feeling comfortable being photographed. This literally went on for years. One fall day, about 2 years ago, one of the facilities that I teach at required me to have a 5x7 photo to put on a bulletin board highlighting all their teachers. I asked Mary Lou if she would take that picture. With a big smile on her face, she said, "Sure." And we made a date that weekend for her to come to my place to take it. The day arrived, and even though I know we shouldn't have expectations, I'm a Taoist. I teach no expectations. Well, Mary Lou showed up with not a little digital camera, as I expected, but she showed up with a camera that had a lens the size of my forearm. Not only a camera with a lens, but she had umbrellas and lights. It took trips from the car to come in to take a picture. We literally spent from morning to night taking what seemed like endless photos. She had the enthusiasm of an excited child who was going to Disneyland. At one point, she even walked into Northport Harbor with her clothes on up to her waist just to get the perfect picture on the dock. The result was 400 or so pictures. I said, "Mary Lou, I only need one." So I said, "What am I going to do with all these pictures?" She spent days editing them. And by the time she was finished, we had maybe 250. I said, "Mary Lou, I only need one." She said, "I know what to do with it. We'll make you a website." I never dreamed of having a website. Long story short, within a month or so, Mary Lou and Alina created a beautiful website. And they gifted it to me for no other reason than their extreme generosity and Mary Lou's brilliant understanding of what was needed in every moment. Mary Lou was a fun-loving, kind, generous, talented, creative human being. A very wise man once taught me that if you love someone, if you admire them, the highest honor that you can give them is to try to be like them. So I will try to be like you, my friend. I will try to be like you. So Alina asked me tonight if I could please do a Qigong exercise with all of you. I decided to pick one that Mary Lou truly loved. So I hope that you will all join me in this. To explain what this exercise is about, first you have to understand that from the traditional Chinese way of looking at the body, we believe that people's vibrations are what keeps them healthy or makes them sick. That sometimes our energy gets stuck someplace. And this exercise was created to help raise everybody's vibrations. So I'm going to tell you a little story before we actually do the exercise to explain to you how that works. This story came from a very famous philosopher and teacher, Alan Cohen, some of you might know who he is. He talked about an African tribe. And in this African tribe, when someone would get pregnant, when a woman would get pregnant, all the women in the tribe would take the woman out into the bush. And they put their ear against the woman's stomach, and they would listen for the song of the child. And everybody would learn the song of the child, and then all the women would go back into the village and they would teach it to everyone in the village. And when the baby was being born, the village would surround the hut that the baby was being born in, and they would sing the child's song while the baby was being birthed. And then all through the baby's life, as the baby grew, they would sing their song when they would go to school, when they reached puberty, when they married, and when they died. And there was one other time that they might sing the song to this person, and it was when they would do something really terrible. Maybe they would steal, or they would rape, or they would beat someone. And at that time, instead of punishing the person, the tribe would make a circle around them, put them in the middle of the circle, and they would sing them their song. This was not a punishment, it was to teach the person to come back to who they were, to remember what their vibration was. So I always loved this story, and it stayed in my consciousness, and I created a Qigong exercise that came out of this story. And this is how the exercise went. We did it just before the summer, I would say, just before the summer. And Mary Lou was quite sick at that time, and she would come to class once in a while, but mostly she was too weak to come to class. And at that point, I was creating classes around Mary Lou. I was trying to raise her vibrational energy every time she would come to class, and even over the telephone and emails. We would create exercises for her. So this particular night, Alina came to class. And there weren't too many of us, maybe 8 of us, 6 of us, 8 of us. And we made a circle. And we put a chair in the middle of the circle. And one by one, each person in the class would come into the middle of the circle. And we would ask them what their name was. And then we would ask them, if somebody said your name in the most sacred way that they could possibly say it, what would it sound like? And some people could do it, some people couldn't do it, and so we would help them along, and we would sing each person's name. And we would sing it 9 times with the most sacred voice that we could come up with. It was a beautiful exercise, and everybody was so happy, and the vibrational level of the class was way up here, right in this room, actually. And at the end of the exercise, we realized that Mary Lou wasn't with us, and it made us very sad. And we decided to keep the chair empty in the middle of the circle. And I took out my iPhone and I put on the recording device. And we decided that we would sing Mary Lou's song to her, even though she wasn't there. And Alina helped us to figure out how to sing it in the most sacred way. We did so, and then we emailed it to her, the wonders of our new technology. Well, Mary Lou called me the next day, and she told me that whenever she started feeling sad or whenever she was disturbed, she would put earphones on, and she would listen to us singing her song to her. So we decided that this would be a good exercise for us to do tonight. As a Taoist, I believe that energy never dies. It just changes form. And I believe that Mary Lou is with us tonight, listening to everything that's going on in this room. So right now, I'm going to ask Alina, somebody's going to put on the, we're going to play it for you so that you can hear what the song sounds like. And then I'm going to ask you all to join us. Go ahead. in honor of our beautiful friend, Mary Lou. We're going to sing this 9 times. Ready? Mary Lou, Mary Lou, Let's just close our eyes and be silent for a moment. Feel how your body feels. Check in with yourself.